All right, John Krasinski here, Pittsburgh Soccer Now. I'm with Danny Griffin, midfielder, captain of Pittsburgh Riverhounds. Uh, 6 matches into the season. I don't think it's what you expected, but hey, it's a long season, isn't it, Danny?
Definitely, obviously not the way we wanted to start, but like you said, it's a 34 game season, 38 games. So you take every game one step at a time and obviously look to improve each team because teams you face now are going to be a lot better come playoff time. So you take it one step at a time and we're going to be much better towards the back end of the season as well. So yeah, it's not the start we wanted, but starting to see some improvements and taking steps in the right direction the last few games.
Yeah, let's talk. I mean, I know you don't want to revisit too much in the past and you don't want to go back too far, but those early season struggles, though, you can always find ways to become better players and become a better team. Sometimes you have to struggle a little bit. And while there is a core group of players and you're back and 11 other players are back, there are a lot of new guys. And was it part of that, getting everybody kind of on the same page?
Um, I mean, you see the amount of turnover year after year, kind of obviously this being the most familiar, like the most returning core guys. So I'd say, I mean, obviously starting a new season, starting a new team, other guys like first game, stuff like that. Obviously the level that guys come into, it's obviously the job of the returners to get them up to speed. Coach does a good job of that as well. It's just about getting everyone on the same page. So once you start to find that and you have 6 weeks of preseason and the preseason games to try and accomplish that. But yeah, I'd say it took some time to obviously get guys, and still obviously we know there's plenty of room for improvement now. So I think just focusing in on like the organization that we've been doing for one another, organizing guys where they need to be on the field, and just cleaning up things offensively on both ends of the field, offensively and defensively, and we started to do that. So yeah, just I think now that we have some games under our belt, guys have that confidence, that belief in us that we've kept a few clean sheets. We got our first win on the road, and obviously looking to get our first win at home tomorrow.
Absolutely. And no, thinking about too, at the beginning of the season, your kind of word got to us maybe a few days before the first game that you would be taking the captain's armband. I'm sure that's quite an honor, and I'm sure that what that was like, leading up to that match or during the preseason. What was that kind of conversation? Did you have, is that something that you have a conversation with Bob? Bob talks to you about that, or how did that come to fruition?
Yeah, definitely that this is the biggest honor in my career, obviously to be a captain for the club that I started with and been here five seasons now. So yeah, coach pulled me in before preseason started, pulled me into his office and told me. So obviously it was a great feeling for me and to have that conversation with coach, and then for him to transition and tell the guys. Obviously, I have a good leader for me my first 5 years in Kenardo. So seeing what he did as a leader and being able to exemplify that and lead in my own ways as well. So yeah, there's no better person to look up to in terms of that as well. So yeah, I have good help from the coaching staff and the leading guys in the group. So we have a group of leaders on the field too. So
Right.
yeah, they make things a smooth transition for me.
Well, and I think of two follow-up questions. One is about what it's been like, in that role so far, but then you mentioned Kenardo, and I was just thinking about, it seems like every week there's some other statistical record or something he's achieving a milestone, and
Yeah.
so just maybe that those two parts of that question, maybe I figured if you wanted to tackle that a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, the role for me, I've had a leadership role in the group, being in the center of the field, organizing the guys in front of me, and obviously communicating that to the guys. So, being a veteran guy the last few years, I've stepped into that role, and then obviously, yeah, being a captain is a whole another step in to what you have to do day in and day out. Obviously, I have my good habits, and obviously trying to make the guys around me as best as I can, and it's a good group of guys. So I'm excited and happy with this group, and I know there's a lot more we could do. So yeah, it's just keep going in the right direction. And as far as Kenny breaking his records, yeah, he's an established player in this league. Yeah, he's coming up on I think most minutes in the league. So
And
you
he's
know he's
53
gonna,
minutes, I believe.
yeah. So he's about to break that record too. And it's like he broke a record 2 games ago, and I'm sure there's some more records he might break. So yeah, to have a player like that on the field with you and in the midfield with me, and to be with him for the past 5 years is a great honor. And yeah, I enjoyed playing with him.
Do you have a favorite Kenny thing to share?
Favorite Kenny thing to share? Um, Trying to think. I know that I saw the video that they posted recently of me and Kenny always joking around with the guy in training, like we'll let each other know like when we're on separate teams whose team wins. So a lot of times we'll me, him, and Bobby we'll let each other know like, oh, if you were on the losing team, better luck tomorrow, or say it was a Friday. So all right, better luck next week. So we do that to each other a lot. But yeah, he's just a well-rounded, good guy, good leader. He helped me on the field since I got here my first year in Pittsburgh. He made the transition for me from college to professional really easy. So he's all around a good guy and a family to me.
Absolutely. I could see that over the course of the time that you've been here and the other players that have been here for a while. I think you guys all have a good camaraderie for sure. So talking about the win on Saturday and the adjustments that were made against Phoenix and really to this point, your very interesting first 6 games. First three, I think you were given some more responsibilities to help out along the back line. And then obviously the last 3 games that you've kind of moved up back into that holding midfield role. But I know you are always willing to do whatever, Bob is and the coaching staff are going to ask you to do. But just maybe talk about that kind of that experience for you and how that went. And I saw a lot of pros as much as some people may have said there were cons out there as well. We I know a lot of people want to see you out, in where you've been the last 3 games, but just kind of talk about that experience.
Yeah, I'd say obviously the coaching staff always puts out a good game plan, a good group of guys. They're gonna have their 11 guys and then the 18 as well that whoever they put out there, they're expected to do their job and do what you need to do to win. So we definitely had good game plans going into those games. Obviously, as a team as a whole, we didn't execute it. Wasn't based off of where guys were playing because obviously say even for me, I'm comfortable in that position because there were multiple games last year and even 2 years ago, and even playoff games where
Yeah,
if it was at the end of the game, coach put me as a center
yeah.
back, and I'm comfortable there
Hmm. I
distributing and
remember. Yeah.
playing. So I would say, yeah, obviously the first 3 games we didn't really give ourselves the best shot based off of how we performed, and obviously there was a lot more we could have done in those games to get the win. Obviously, yeah, for me as a player, I'm comfortable in either position and doing what I have to do for the team to win as well and for the team to be successful. And obviously, we have good guys in the back as well. You could see that in the last 3 games, we've kept teams relatively quiet. Obviously, there's a couple of shots in the Phoenix game, and but even the 2 games leading up to that, we kept some good teams, quiet. So I would say, yeah, just for me, yeah, doing what I can, either role that I can, and we have guys like Patty, Alal, Luke that are stepping up. Like Luke's is a new role for him being a center back as well, but they're doing well with it. They're organizing. I hear them talking behind me, even telling me where I can be off shoulders and when there's defenders popping in behind me. So yeah, I think just guys really have bought into what we do, and we've always been a team that multiple guys can play multiple positions. You look at Danny Rivera, who can play anywhere on the field, so in the midfield, on the outside back, wherever you put them. So we have a lot of guys that can do that and are willing to do that, which helps the team, when you're going through rotation, if guys are dealing with injuries. So that's always been a big part of what our team's able to do, and the belief that, okay, if one guy's out, the next guy steps in and does the job. So yeah, just that's good for us carrying forward that we'll need that. Oh, I couldn't.
So how important is tactical flexibility and being able to adjust? I mean, Saturday against Phoenix, definitely a different look. More four in the back. You had Bradley partnered up with you, in the middle there. That was something, a different wrinkle, different look. You see, you guys, Bob, kind of doing different things, different times, but definitely more adjustments we've seen all season in this last match. Um, how is it? It's part of that guys getting more comfortable with being able to make those adjustments too. And what worked really well for you guys on Saturday?
Yeah, I would say guys definitely know with how much, maybe the first 2 games we didn't change as much as sometimes we have in the past. but yeah, I think guys know that they're gonna get the opportunities, and guys need to step up when they get them. And I think guys have, and yeah, I think guys definitely are confident in our ability to do so and change formations, change tactics, change a little bit of guys in those certain pieces. Whatever game it comes, the coaching staff does their homework on the teams we play. So there'll always be a game plan and a little wrinkle on how we play, depending on the team. Or obviously, I know we focus on what we have to do on Saturday to win the game. But yeah, I'd say there's confidence there that the group has and being able to do so. Yeah.
And what kind of got you guys over the hump? I mean, in terms of those West Coast trips haven't been great in the past couple of years, but what worked well this past week?
Think we did well to play forward, to play past their pressure and to create chances, obviously, to get 3 goals on a good team at away on the road, and obviously 3 different goal scorers. So happy for those guys to get on the score sheet. Kiza finding a rhythm, Kaz getting his first goal, Baba. So happy for those guys. And yeah, it's going to be important to have multiple goal scorers and even get those contributions to the midfield. So I'd say, yeah, that was the biggest thing. Obviously, we were able to hurt them when we looked forward and we played, and there were times to do so. And yeah, obviously there's things that we'll look at in this game that we can even improve on the ball, and things that we can improve on defensively too that we'll be looking to clean up for Saturday's match.
Yeah, so speaking of Saturday, within the next 24 hours, you'll be playing Detroit City FC. It's a rematch, the bitter playoff loss. I don't have to say much more than that. But, heading into this match, they've been really solid so far this year. They were difficult for you guys to break down the last couple games last year at the end of the season, and then of course the quick turnaround to the playoff match. What's made them so effective so far, and how do you look at this matchup?
Yeah, the way we look at this matchup is we're home, so we need to get the 3 points. Anything less than 3 points at home is a loss to us. So yeah, for us, we're gonna go out and attack the game, and we have a game plan that we need to execute. But yeah, we're confident in our group and our ability to go get the job. I know they've had a good start to the season, but we're focused on what we need to do to win that game, and what a better way to do it against a good opponent at home. And yeah, that's what we're looking to do, is get the 3 points.
Yeah, and is there anything different that you see from them this year versus last year? I know there's some new faces, but they have a lot of familiar faces. Same keeper, same key attacking players like Maxi, and what have they done so far this season that's made them look so 5-0?
Yeah, I think they have similar personnel to last year. Obviously, added
Mhm.
different pieces. I mean, they're a team that's always been, they compete, they're physical, they'll make the game ugly at times, but also have times and have quality players that can pick a pass. I think, yeah, I think the way they've started this year, I think they've just grown that confidence and belief in their group. So yeah, certainly to start 5-0 is good, and obviously we're looking to end that on Saturday.
All right. Well, Danny, I don't want to take up much more of your time. I appreciate you jumping on with me night before a match, and sharing your thoughts and on some different things. And it should be a great match tomorrow. We're from what I hear, should be a pretty good crowd as well. And I'm sure that's a big something that you've really enjoyed this past couple of years is some of the crowds, especially this last year and early this season. The
Yeah.
momentum is still there with the fan support, isn't it?
It is. It is definitely. We love playing at home. So obviously, and we know when we're away, the fans are always watching too. So yeah, as much as we can, we want to get the 3 points in front of them. And yeah, they bring that energy, and we'll certainly enjoy them bringing that energy tomorrow night.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Danny. We'll see you tomorrow night. Highmark Stadium, 7 p.m. Detroit City FC against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC. Have a good night, Danny.
You too, John. Thank
All
you.
right. Thanks.